Well, good evening. I'm Reverend Rob Banaszak, and this is our Wednesday evening meditation. And welcome to the first Wednesday in October. I cannot believe that the time is going so quick. And as I said in a homily a couple of weeks ago, and just like that, here we are. It's autumn, it's a cool evening. I would imagine the leaves are going to begin to change soon, and the seasons are moving forward. So what a great time to start our meditations for the month. What a great way to begin the month, to set our tone for the season, for this month, for however long you want to set it for. But if you're watching, you're here. If you're watching live, thank you. And hello to those who are. Kathleen is here on Zoom. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel so that you can find out when we are doing whatever we're doing here online with you, whenever we're doing it. So let's see what October has to offer. And as always, we are going to be using the powerful and lovely Earth Magic cards. Aren't they gorgeous? And as always, I move the cards around, shuffle them if you will, while you add your energy to them as I do that. So you can hold up your hands, you can just kind of like will it with your mind. However you want to do it, is adding your energy. And if you're watching the recorded version, you might just want to add your energy to this section if you're watching, just to add it when you actually then hit the meditation, because I really believe that when that meditation hits, whenever anybody's watching it, that collective consciousness is there. You are contributing to it whenever you join us. So always feel free to add your energy, even if you've seen ahead in the meditation and you know what the card is, you're still adding to what that might be. So let's shuffle these cards. Now I'm going to draw the top one, and when I draw the top one, you'll see that it's the one that's representing us here tonight. So I see someone is trying to distract me with messages while I'm here live. Fun. All right, so moving them around, trying to get better at this. A couple of really good weeks of cards here, so I'm excited for more as we are starting in October. Turn the light on, look at the nice. Yeah, you can see it. All right, so here we go. We're going to draw the top card, see what it is, see what it is, see what it is. Here we go. The card is... Ooh, interesting. We've had this one before. Fog and veiled. So you know what that means? We're in some sort of mist. We're in the fog. We're in the veil. Yes, I will read what the card says, but let's put the card in a place where you can look at it more closely, more carefully, at the ring light glare. So excuse me as I take us to that space. So let's see what the book says about fog and veiled. And I probably should have memorized this chapter by now. There's a few that I really should be able to say word for word. But apparently, we are often finding ourselves in the fog, which I can attest to as well. Nothing to be afraid of, because the fog is simply a low cloud, a blanket of water crystals that hasn't gained the density of raindrops. The thicker it is, the more it shrouds us in its damp and billowy arms. It can be so thick that it makes it nearly impossible to see directly in front of us. During those times, silence makes its own sound as we pause and allow ourselves to be enveloped in this shroud of impenetrable density. We may even feel as if we can do nothing but be still and await what is to be revealed. Yet, even within the thickest fog, we can be assured that it will eventually burn off as the sun's rays infiltrate the veil. Once they do so, we can anticipate how the light and warmth will bring us welcome relief from the cold. As the sun continues to disperse the fog, our surroundings become illuminated, and we have the opportunity to continue onward. So it says, the book says, you are enmeshed in confusion and uncertainty and are unsure if it will ever clear up. This is not the best time to make decisions, particularly any major ones. Know that this foggy veil will eventually dissolve. Although there may be ways you are unconsciously contributing to this state, the greater truth is that this is simply a cycle you are moving through, and like all things, this too shall pass. Allow yourself to feel confused. In fact, decide to be confused. No matter what attempts you make right now to make things happen or move in any specific direction out of impatience or frustration, you risk only creating more confusion and uncertainty. So be still and patient. Wait for that first glimmer of awareness to lift the veil so that you can see the choices before you more clearly and can then choose to align yourself with the will of Spirit. So I take issue with the statement that we are enmeshed in confusion and uncertainty and unsure if it will ever clear up. So, that sounds a little frightening to me. I can speak for myself. That's kind of a steady state. So I'm always unsure whether it's going to lift on one level. And then on the other level, I'm sure that it is because it always does. So this kind of corresponds to with kind of Mercury being retrograde and our ability to be clear in our communication. And naturally, if we are unclear or uncertain, that's a time to not be active in making decisions. However, we're adults, decisions have to be made. So we also have to be judicious about the decisions that do have to be made. And I think that this is a time that we might find ourselves in a fog or a veil about certain situations in our lives. Or we might be addressing kind of that constant state that some of us may find ourselves in, which is it seems like it's foggy quite a bit of the time. And perhaps what we can do is to begin to think of ways that we can help this fog to lift so that we can hold on while we move through this time. So I think there are a couple different ways to look at it. I, kind of prefer to not think of us as walking around in a state of confusion, and more I love the veil imagery, which is can we realize that something is veiled? Can we realize that we're not looking at something as clearly as we might? And then what might we do to see it more clearly when we are ready? Does that make sense? So I think for tonight, for our meditation, I think what one of our intentions might be is to imagine the space in our life that we might feel uncertain. And if it's everywhere in our life, just kind of imagine the landscape of everything and a fog around it. Or maybe we're imagining our journal that has our life story and a mist around it. And I think what we're going to do is just cycle through the fog, imagining it being there, making friends with it. It's veiling us for a reason. That we can be sure of. And then, kind of seeing ourselves see through that cycle and get through and to see more clearly about whatever it might be. The issue that it might be what is in the fog. So don't feel compelled to find it if it's not readily there for yourself. But this fog meditation allows us to just be still and to allow whatever it is that's going to move through or that's going to be veiled to be in that space. So that's what we'll do. Let's make friends with the fog. Let's make friends with the veil. Which means it's time to meditate, as always. And we're going to start by finding that breath and allowing that breath to be our anchor in our physical space, wherever we are, wherever you're getting comfortable, whether it's in your bed or on your sofa or in your favorite chair, maybe it's outdoors on this brisk evening, wherever you are settling in, you want to just, once you get your little nest made, which David G., my favorite meditating teacher, says, make that nest, then just begin to be aware of the breath as it comes in, what it feels like when it enters, and then exhale. Just an awareness of the breath. Inhale, hold, exhale, and again inhale, hold, exhale. And so now we don't have to be so conscious of it. So let's just make that deliberateness of that breath just an awareness of the breath as we begin to relax. Put up the card shot as we do this, as we enter into the meditation. So we want that awareness of the breath, inhaling and exhaling. And with each breath, we're going to go deeper and deeper into ourselves. We're going to imagine ourselves taking that journey within as we attach ourselves, align ourselves with the sounds of the tones of the bowls. So we've been aware of our breath and aware that each breath has taken us deeper and deeper into ourselves. Each breath brings us closer to our essence. And for now, further from the sensation of our physical body. Each breath, it feels as if our body parts just begin to dissolve, to become invisible, so that our essence can rise up and out and then inward. It rises up and out of our physical body and then turns inward, deeper and deeper. Breathing. Going deeper. And as our bodies have dissolved, we feel more and more at ease. We feel free of any physical discomfort, any emotional or spiritual discomfort. We are just our purest selves. here in this space, completely relaxed, completely free of any physical limitation or pain. It's almost a pleasant, dark blanket that envelops us, that embraces us. There's an expansiveness to this space and place. This deep self that actually greatens the deeper we go. And so, in this space, let's just allow ourselves to feel the cool, misty, cloudy, breathy experience of the fog gently rolling in. For the next few moments, we're going to bask in that fog and allow it to just cloud and veil and blow in where it needs to. Misty and beautiful. Allow it to roll in. The fog is in, and yes, the vision is foggy. But in this fog, we allow ourselves to feel that space in our lives underneath. We feel the clarity of that experience underneath the fog. We know that it's there. We don't even have to know what it is that is so clear, but we know the clarity always lies beneath that fog. And so we align with this thought of the fog and the clarity just beneath the veil. We allow ourselves the comfort of the fog, along with the certainty that the clarity lies beneath it. In the last section of this meditation, we will allow ourselves to be comfortable with the faith that the clarity always comes through when the fog lifts. And so in this journey, in this meditation this evening, we just have become comfortable being in the fog, minus the fear or concern that it would never lift. Instead, we know that when the fog arrives, that something very clear is underneath, waiting to be revealed. So let us take the last few moments and use the tones to be comfortable with this fog, with the clarity of issue directly beneath the veil's surface. Just be comfortable, if not happy, if not giddy, knowing that this is how it all works. The clarity always is revealed. aligned with this sense of peace. We allow ourselves to feel that sense of gratitude for this experience, for the insight that we've gained, for those who have shared in the space with us. In our gratitude, our faith grows, deepens, and is strengthened. We give thanks for the veil that protects us, and for the insight that is revealed when the veil lifts. And so as we choose to return to our physical bodies, we find ourselves once again aware of the breath that has anchored us as we've inhaled and exhaled. Delighted to find that we are still part of the physical plane. Awareness of that breath, inhaling and exhaling. And this time, with each breath that we draw and exhale, we begin to return more and more to our physical space. And feel that physical self dissolve in as it dissolved out just moments ago on our journey. Feel our feet dissolve in all the way up through our legs and our hips and our waist, and our chest with our heart, and our arms and hands, and our neck all dissolving in gently. Our chin, lips and nose and eyes and ears and forehead. And finally our crown, right at the top of our physical self. And as we breathe, we can feel our chest rise. Feel that breath fill all of our body, nourishing us with oxygen, carrying any toxins away as we exhale. We feel like we can return fully by breathing quickly, inhaling and exhaling quickly on the first two breaths. And then, of course, on the third one, we're going to open our eyes. Return to this place where, yes, often we are accompanied by, perhaps even protected by, a veil. And with that veil, we can move through knowing that underneath it is complete clarity, which is revealed as we are ready. So, as October moves through, of course, I also invite you to check out the Institute for Spiritual Development website. We have said goodbye to our building, our sanctuary, and hello to this space where anything is possible. So check the website. There are places for you to send comments if you've got ideas about how we can grow this community in this space, how we can add to what we're doing now with our meditations or our book discussion circles or our psychic fairs or online message galleries. So many opportunities, so many availabilities now. We're very excited. So we can exist in this space where our presence is so real. I bid everyone a most wonderful autumn evening. I hope it's restful, I hope it's rejuvenating, and I hope this journey has helped you make friends with that foggy space in your life. Have a great night. Be well. And I will see you next week.